How's it going, Io? In this video, we're going to talk about the fact that Harry Styles just ripped his pants in front of Jennifer Aniston, Britney Spears hitting back at her fans for calling the police on her, and Julia Fox's mice-infested apartment. First off, Harry Styles made headlines on the first day of his 2023 Love on Tour concert when his pants got ripped mid-performance, while his celebrity crush Jennifer Aniston was watching in the audience. Fortunately, he did have underwear on and managed to salvage the situation, but that doesn't mean it wasn't absolutely hilarious. The concert took place on the opening night of January the 26th during his performance of the song Music for a Sushi Restaurant. A video of the incident has since gone viral on social media, and in the clip you can actually see the look of horror on Harry's face when he realizes what had happened. After he felt a slight breeze, he quickly placed his hand over the massive tear in his leather trousers. And one of the benefits of this being his own show is that there were plenty of pride flags in the crowd for him to grab, which he used as a temporary skirt to hide the damage. Overall, Harry handled the situation like a pro and did not stop performing the whole time. He was able to take a brief interval and change into a second pair of brown pants, although you can imagine how stressed out his stylist would be in the back. But the moment was still hilarious for fans as they went into a frenzy over the fact that Jennifer Aniston was present in the audience. At another point in the show, Harry also tripped over a cable that was connected to his mic during the performance of Adore You. So it seemed like for a while everything was going wrong. But Harry didn't let it get him down, and he even joked about the incident with the audience afterwards. He said, "My trousers ripped. I feel like I must apologize to a certain few of you right down in the front there. I mean, this is a family show." He then pointed to a fan in the audience and said, "You sir, are you okay? I promise it's not a part of the show. It's a family show. Or is it?" He continued to apologize profusely to the fans in the front row, but he was clearly able to laugh off the wardrobe malfunction. But there's no doubt that fans will have a laugh for days. One user tweeted, "Honestly, ripping his pants when his crotch is like 10 feet from people's faces is one of the most Harry Styles things to ever happen to him." Another person posted a meme of SpongeBob looking distressed with the caption, "Harry Styles last night." But the pants ripping was far from the most chaotic thing to happen at one of his concerts. Back in November, he was performing his song Kiwi at the Kia Forum in LA when he was pelted with a shower of Skittles, some of which hit his eye. A video of the moment was shared on Twitter, and the footage shows multiple pieces of candy zooming across the stage before one piece hits Harry directly in his left eye. In the clip, he immediately winces and holds his hand up to his eye while bowing his head towards the floor. As he turns towards the camera, he is visibly squinting, and he couldn't open his eye for the rest of the show. It's safe to say that fans were outraged at the incident. One user tweeted, "Whoever the F threw a solid object at his eye, you literally ruined Kiwi because he couldn't open his eye for the whole song." Another person wrote, "Whoever threw those Skittles, I hope you're embarrassed and crying and are never allowed into a Harry concert again." Following the Monday night incident, the official Skittles Instagram account released a statement saying, "Didn't think I need to say this. Please don't throw Skittles." So even the candy company made it clear that you shouldn't be throwing Skittles on stage, let alone at celebrities. Harry was later filmed driving himself home from the venue where he appeared to be rubbing his injured eye. So obviously there was some real damage done. Following his rather eventful first gig of 2023, the singer will do it all over again on January the 29th, and hopefully it'll be a smoother run. Harry will then head to Australia for a series of shows, then to Japan before returning to Europe. UK fans can catch him in stadiums this summer when Love on Tour returns. Moving on, Britney Spears has now released a statement which shows that she's getting increasingly annoyed with fans. The singer has now asked them to respect her privacy and claimed that it was a prank phone call which resulted in police being called to her house for a wellness check. She posted a note to Twitter yesterday where she addressed the police visit, saying, "I love and adore my fans, but this time things went a little too far and my privacy was invaded." She specified that the police never entered her home and that once they arrived, they quickly realized there was no issue at all and left immediately. Britney went on to say, "This felt like I was being gaslit and bullied once the incident made it to the news, and being portrayed once again in a poor and unfair light by the media." She ended the note by saying, "During this time in my life, I truly hope the public and my fans, who I care about so much, can respect my privacy moving forward." Now that's a pretty solid statement, and if you're wondering what caused all of this chaos, it started a few days ago. Fans believe there was something seriously wrong with Britney after she took herself off of social media without warning, so they decided to call the cops to her home to see if she was in danger, which obviously left the singer very frustrated at the inconvenience of it all. Now, we know that Britney has deleted her Instagram account multiple times in recent years, but for whatever reason, fans became alarmed this time around. Either that or they genuinely thought it was a good idea to do a prank call. They called the Ventura Coast Sheriff's Office. Deputies then went out to Britney's home and determined that there was no reason to believe she was even in danger. A police spokesperson told Page 6, "I can confirm that we did get calls into our dispatch, and essentially I can confirm that we don't believe that Britney Spears is in any kind of harm or any kind of danger." Some of the people responsible for making the calls took to TikTok to live stream everything as it was happening. One of the callers, who goes by the name of Christina, could be heard on the live speaking to police. She said, "I was calling because I was worried about the physical safety of a resident in your area. There's been suspicious activity online, and now her Instagram account has been deleted." But none of this concern for Britney's well-being is actually anything new, but it has been steadily increasing in recent months, as some fans have pointed to her social media habits as evidence that she is somehow being controlled. This has now escalated to the point of becoming a conspiracy theory called #Where'sBritney, but this has been debunked several times by the singer herself and her husband Sam Asghari. Last month he came forward and actually had to deny the claims that he was the one controlling what was shared on her Instagram. The 28-year-old fitness trainer spoke to photographers and said, "I don't even control what we have for dinner. In the past there has been a lot of stuff going on, so I understand where some fans are coming from. They're just being protective. If anything, they're being good fans." But obviously now it's gotten to the point where they are seriously invading Britney's privacy. After the restaurant incident where customers started filming the singer without her consent and posting the footage online, Sam took to his Instagram stories to defend his wife. He wrote, "Don't believe what you read online, people." Not only that, but one of the employees who was there at the time spoke to Page 6 and said the disruptor wasn't Britney, it was a diner who taunted her by taking a video without consent. As for the singer, she hit back at the negative headlines on Instagram and wrote, "I watched Natural Born morning and damn I got enlightened. I'm sure I brought a million smiles to me looking like Shrek at a restaurant. Even my best friend couldn't wait to send it to me. They don't think twice because we are all natural born." She then went on to say, "I know the news is all hyped about me being a little drunk at a restaurant. It's like they'll be watching my every move. I'm so flattered they talk about me like a maniac, then have the balls to talk about all the negative things that happened in my past." She ended the post saying, "Either way, honestly, I know nobody gives a flying F what I do." At this point, it seems like Britney just cannot catch a break, no matter what she does, which is probably why she decided to take a break from social media and delete her Instagram account. That doesn't necessarily mean that there's anything to worry about. If anything, it's clear that she needs privacy and the prank calls to stop. Now, we need to talk about Julia Fox's Mice-Infested apartment. The Uncut Gems actress recently gave TikTok followers a tour of her New York City apartment, and people cannot cope with how honest and refreshing the whole thing is. I mean, yes, she might be a celebrity, but her apartment is definitely not like the houses you would expect a celebrity to have. It's actually shocking. She started the video by saying, "I never thought in a million years that I would do this, but I do believe in maximum transparency. So I'm going to give you guys an apartment tour, and I know I'm going to get roasted and whatever, but hopefully maybe someone can watch this and be like, okay, well maybe I'm not doing so bad." To give you some background, the 32-year-old lives with her 2-year-old son Valentino, and he's obviously a really big part of her life when you see how much room he's taken up in her house. First, Julia shows off her bedroom, which is also the living room. She pans the camera around the room that is filled with her son's toys, a clothing rack, and a television. Julia said, "I put my son here in the living room, so I could turn my bedroom into a little playroom for Valentino." She also shows us what she calls a nostalgia mirror, where a few unframed photos are tucked into the edges, making her room seem more like a college dorm. Also hanging on the mirror are the ashes of a friend who passed away in a necklace urn. On a dresser there are 2 plants that have also clearly died. Julia shows us the long and very narrow hallway from her bedroom, which is lined with shoe racks and coats hanging on the wall and even strollers. This leads into a pretty small and modest kitchen. She said, "Don't judge me, I know it's really messy. I also have shoe boxes in the kitchen, which is very common for New Yorkers." She then showed off her son's adorable bedroom, which she said she put the most effort into, despite the fact that he spends most of the time hanging out in her room. And if you want to know the highlight of her apartment tour, at the end, Julia explains that she actually has a small mouse problem, which she says is a problem depending on how you look at it. And this is literally the best part of the whole video. She says, "I kinda let them rock. I appreciate that at night while we're sleeping, they come out and clean up the crumbs that my son drops on the floor. So yeah, I'm not going to evict the mice anytime soon." Now obviously the this TikTok was extremely honest because no one would have expected her place to look like this. But Julia could already sense the comments coming, so she finished the video by saying, "For me personally, I don't like excessive displays of wealth. They make me feel icky. You know, especially people that have really big houses. It's just really wasteful when there's so many homeless people in this country. I'm just not really like that," which actually makes a lot of sense. And she really seems to be living by this mantra, judging by her home. Across the internet, people are really loving her honesty. One user wrote, "Do you know what? Good for her for showing this. A normal apartment instead of some penthouse or something." Another person tweeted, "Julia Fox posted an apartment tour, and let me tell you, she's just like me for real. That woman is so authentic, like her apartment was so warm and looked lived in. Also completely dedicated to her son. It was so nice for once to see a realistic celebrity." Someone even posted a meme of Hillary Clinton frozen in shock while looking around a tiny kitchen. They made the caption, "Kanye West in Julia Fox's apartment." Another user posted a meme of Cinderella speaking to mice and wrote, "Julia Fox in her small New York apartment living with mice in harmony." Of course, not everyone could get over the whole mice thing. In fact, just the knowledge that they might be crawling around her apartment at the very moment is enough to make your skin crawl. But if Julia says they make good roommates, then I guess we gotta take her word for it. Well, that's all the news that we have for today. Please let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll catch you in the next video.